When looking at equations of parallel and perpendicular lines, parallel lines have the same slope, so the coefficient of x, the number attached to x, is the same. And if they're perpendicular, then they're opposite reciprocals. So if one slope is, for example, 1/3, then the other one is going to be negative, because opposite sign, 3/1. You switch the fraction. So we'll look at a couple examples. In this first one, we want to write the equation of a line that's perpendicular to the line given here and through this point. So the general form of this equation is this. So m, the slope, is -2, but we want a line perpendicular. So the perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal of -2. So it's going to be +2, and then instead of 2/1, it's going to be 1/2 because we flipped it. Now we need to write the equation of the line. So we can either use this equation or y equals mx plus b. If we use this one, then 6 is x1 and 4 is y1. So we have y minus 4 equals 1/2 times x minus 6. We can distribute the 1/2. 6 times 1/2 is the same as 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And then you can add 4. The other way you could have done it is y equals mx plus b. And 6 would have been x and 4 would have been y. So we can plug in 4 equals 1/2 again for m. X is 6 plus b. That's 3 plus b, subtract 3, we get 1 equals b. So then plugging it back in, we want to leave x and y as variables. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1. In this next one, we want one that's parallel, and we can't tell the slope from this equation, so we're going to have to set it equal to y. We can subtract 4x. We'll have -6y equals 12 minus 4x, and then divide everything by -6. So we have y equals 12 divided by -6 plus -4x divided by -6. That's -2 plus 2/3 x. We want a line that's parallel, so it has to have the same slope, so that slope is still going to be a 2/3. Now when we write it as an equation, I'll just do the y equals mx plus b form. 9 is x, -5 is y. When you multiply fractions, you multiply numerators and then you multiply denominators. We can subtract 6, we get -11 equals b, so our final equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 11.